Yes, it's on. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Season 5 of the vlog, or Series 5. I haven't decided which it will be yet. They're probably going to change every time I say it. But we've got some set features this time. What I'm trying to do is make this more of a show like originally it was. We had the vlog as a kind of weekly thing, whether it be a feature piece. Well, I'm going to stick with daily vlogs, but there are going to be some inserted features here and there. I'm trying to get a kind of set schedule, let's put it that way. But I haven't decided on all of it. I'm going to have a book thing. I'm going to talk about toys. We're probably going to talk about little bits here and there of other things that I enjoy. And we'll see how it goes. But today is the first one. Today it's Tuesday, which means we're going to have a spin on the Wheel of Tuesday. We spun it, and it came up as Toy Tuesday. So today I want to talk to you about a kind of HeMan phone. Now, it's not the standard HeMan phone that you might be thinking of, that weird brown one with the oddly proportioned HeMan picture on the back, where he's got slightly larger on one side than he has on the other. It's like he's kind of turned that way, but he's not. You're looking at him from the front. Bit weird. Not that one. I'm not even talking about the interesting HeMan walkie-talkies, which were pretty cool, and I would have liked them as a kid. Neither of those. Not talking about those. We're talking about the other ones. The ones that everyone forgets, except those of us who had it. Now, this is basically a walkie-talkie, only it has one significant difference. There's a 30-foot wire attaching both of the handsets, and one of them has some batteries in to power it. It's a phone. It's a limited network, one-to-one phone. It's ridiculous. So if you want to use these as a walkie-talkie, then you have to make sure that the other person is at the other end of the line, and if you walk anywhere, you better make sure it doesn't get caught on anything. It's a silly thing. Basically, it's an intercom system. It's your own personal telephone network. You could probably still use it now if phones didn't exist and you wanted to talk to someone without shouting, which, well, is shouting very efficient? It depends on how far away they are. 30 feet, you could probably shout. It's a bit of a silly thing. But when you had it, you had your own secret phone network. You and a friend or a brother or sister, usually it was me talking to my sister because, well, we were using them in the house. You weren't taking them outside. There's a 30-foot wire. You're going to get wrapped around a car or a lamppost or a dog. It's just not going to work, is it? So usually it's your sibling that you end up talking to. But you can have a secret conversation away from your parents. Although, let's face it, what are you going to talk about? Because it's your siblings. You've already seen them. You've probably talked about everything. It's a silly idea. However, I did think, in certain areas, where, you know, in those old TV shows where you see one kid in one house and one kid in another, and they've got windows that basically look straight in on each other's houses, you could string it through there. That would work. So if you lived in a TV show from the 1980s, then you could probably have used these. But there you go. I had some. They were very interesting. The button on the bottom, it's not press to talk. It's not like that style of walkie-talkie thing. You just press it, and it goes click, 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 and tells the other person that you want to talk to them. And then they pick up, and you just talk as if it's a phone. So in that way, you can kind of get the idea that it is a standard networked phone, only without the network. So I used it a fair amount until the batteries ran out, and then we never used it again. Because you know what's really, really easy and simple to deal with something like this? Walking over to the other person and talking to them. It was a problem looking for a solution, essentially. A 30-foot wire does not mean that you can do an awful lot with it. It's very limited, but I enjoyed it while it lasted. And as a HeMan and the Masters of the Universe fan from back, way, way back when they first came out here in the UK, I adored having it. Not so much using it. But that's the first look at Toy Tuesday. There will be more in the future. Let's get back to the vlog. And there you are. Most of my work today is actually set in this office. I work a lot in this office. It's my office. So at the moment I've been editing a few things for Jen's videos. I've got a lot of work to do on getting the I've got cartoons on the mind because I was working really hard on that Star Trek cartoon. It's up now. You can have a look at that. It's on the Question Trek channel. I'll put a link in the description. But mostly working on getting all of the comics back up for all over the house and things like that. Like nice live. like The Life of Nocty Mouse. Apparently I can't speak today. So I've got that to do. And it's taken a lot of time. We've got thousands of comics. And I've explained this before. Basically, the old site stopped working. I've got to update it. And then that means getting the comics back online. It's a long and drawn out process, but it's worth it in the end. So I'm going to get on with that. And I will talk to you after tonight's episode of live game coding, where I'm porting over an adventure I made on the Amstrad CPC to the Commodore 64. I'm actually really enjoying it. The Commodore 64 is a lot nicer a computer than I ever gave it credit for as a kid, because I only know 2 people who had one, and I hardly ever got to touch it, never mind play it. So I never got to actually get any hands-on ability with it. So it was always that thing over there that I didn't have much experience with. It's a really nice machine. I can see why it's sold. But I've got that live coding tonight at 8. We've moved things forward since, instead of 9 to 8 for Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's going to mean that I've got a little bit more time afterward. Or, if needs be, I can run the shows a bit longer if something needs to be done. So I've got that coming, and then after that, I want to talk to you about a few pickups that I've got. And then we'll see how we go from there. Okay, let's get on. Hello, and let's talk about gaming pickups. I've had a few since the last vlog, and let's go through them now. Well, first of all, last time I did talk about Heart of Darkness, but I've got it in this pile because I haven't put it away yet. I keep everything in a pile until it's all been tested and catalogued for the future museum project. I want to talk about what I've picked up though. Recently, it's got harder and harder to get any of the PlayStation 2 collection that I need. So I started looking for the Xbox, original Xbox PAL exclusives. I managed to find one here, Cold War, On Your Own, Behind the Iron Curtain, it says. And it's a stealth action game, a little bit like Splinter Cell from what I can tell. So I'm going to look forward to giving that a try. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But that's not all. Because I also managed to pick up FIFA World Tour Tennis. Standard tennis game, but it's one of those branded ones. This one's sponsored by FIFA. Not FIFA, Fila. F-I-L-A. They're a shoe company, if I remember correctly, like Adidas and things like that. So yeah, Fila. And it looks like a standard tennis game. Should be alright. Hope it's alright. But I did manage to get one PlayStation 2 game. And I had to use 2 months' worth of Patreon donations for this because it was a pricey one. Contra. And it's Contra Shattered Soldier. Rather generic box looking here. The only thing that's original from Contra is the C logo. And it says the ultimate run and gun shooter is here. But it doesn't look like a standard Contra game. It looks like they've really gone to town on making it 3D and stuff like that. Is it going to be any good? Well, Contra to me is a side-scrolling shooter. Whether this one will be the same as that, I don't know. Now, I've mentioned I've got the Heart of Darkness there, and I've put something over here because actually it wasn't a game, it was just in the same pile. I picked up at the same time as some of the other stuff like Heart of Darkness. Stargate Atlantis Season 3. Big fan of Stargate Atlantis. It's a fun show. It's like the Deep Space Nine of the Stargate series because it's often regarded as the best, but it wasn't like with the original main team. So there we go. Looking forward to giving that not just a watch, but a review on Showhammer, which is one of the shows that I do on the All Mouse Media channel. That is coming back, not this week, soon though. Not trying to bring everything back all at once. But even that wasn't the final thing, because I've got something else here. This is big. You might notice that it's got holes on the bottom. That is where some legs would go. The legs aren't attached to it at the moment, they're over there. It's got a spring-loaded handle, which is cool, and it's leather, if not proper leather, then leather effects. DJ Hero. This is particularly DJ Hero Renegade. So yeah. Very, very nice. The game is not in it. I knew that when I got my brother-in-law to pick it up. It's got all of the information though, just not the game itself. So I'm going to just put that down. Got the dongle to go with it. This is the PS3 version. So apparently it is PS2 compatible. I will be giving this a try at some point to see whether it works or not. And the deck. It is the Renegade deck. says Renegade on it, and it's really nice. You can do your sick beats. The reason I know it's the PlayStation 3 version is that it's got the PlayStation button right there. Also, for some reason, this seems to disconnect. It's in half. I didn't know it could do that. Oh. It's a handedness thing. Right, you can turn, this turns anyway, so you've got one set of connectors here, but this doesn't. It's got connectors there, and it's got connectors there. So you can put this on the left side or the right. Now I get it. So while I had it on the left, I could actually put it on the right. So it will become a right-handed thing rather than a left-hander. Right, let's take this little thing off and slide it on the other way. So you can have your right hand do the fine-tuning if you so does. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. And of course there's a little locking mechanism on the back. Let's do that. So now you can control the spin with your left hand and all the other bits with your right. Right, so if you're left or right-handed, you can change. That makes, right, okay. Now I know what's going on. I'm happy. So yeah, it all comes in this lovely presentation thing, which, like I say, you can just put the legs in and stand. You don't have to take it out the box to play. And it's protected, as opposed to the one that I've been using for DJ Hero, which just sits behind this TV here, and hopefully doesn't get knocked when I take guitars in and out. That's a really nice idea. I like this. So yeah. My brother-in-law picked this up. I gave him the money for it, and he picked it up for me. I'm very, very happy to have it, because this is lovely. So, yeah, that's my pickups for this time. Let's go back to the office. So there you are. That's the end of episode 1 of the new show. I hope you like the new format. We're kind of going back to the old style with the start of the vlogs. So, whoa, way back when, with kind of features. And it will develop as we go on. I'll get better at it, of course, because practice makes perfect. But I hope you've enjoyed this new style with the new series. And take care. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. What will the feature be tomorrow? Tune in and find out. If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe Kirk-Robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.